Hello, we're back at the East Lake Cat Care Center. I'm Dr. Karen Fling, and we have a couple of guests with us, and Oscar here. And Oscar is a cancer survivor. And Sabrina, Al, welcome. Tell us a little bit about what you've been through and kind of your whole decision process about treating Oscar.
Well, you know, when we first discovered that he had cancer, which was almost 2.5 years ago, obviously we totally freaked out. And we just couldn't imagine that his life was going to be coming to an end. And luckily, you were able to put us in touch with some specialists. And, you know, I was telling you before, we think back to that phone conversation where we were talking about, well, you know, how much more life could we expect?
And the statistics weren't very good, were
right.
they?
No, they weren't.
And you were... I know you were trying to be encouraging, saying, you know, that you've known of some animals that have lived as much as 6 months more, and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe that would be, you know, the case with him.
And it's actually been quite a bit longer then, so closer to 2.5 years, and you can see by looking at Oscar here, he's got a lot of personality, a lot of life.
He's got a lot of personality.
And that's another thing that I think is pretty neat about his story. You've described some pretty special qualities about Oscar to me over time. Tell everybody a little more about Oscar and what makes him so cool.
You know, Oscar's a really passionate cat. I mean, really, really passionate. He wants to be close, not just like sitting on your lap. He wants to press his body up against yours. He wants to be close to your face. He wants to be underneath the covers, snuggling up next to you and purring away, and not further down. He wants to be really close to your head. And I mean, he's a lover. He just really is this passionate lover, and he's always been that way. And now here it is, like I said, 2.5 years later after
what
the
about
first
his quality of life? Because he's had chemotherapy,
Right.
he's had radiation therapy, and
Right.
actually he's been through 2 different forms of cancer
Right.
in
Right.
that period.
Right.
And what about quality of life? Because I think that's such an important thing to consider when you decide whether you're going to treat cancer in a
Right.
cat or not. How has that been for him?
You know, we almost immediately decided if we felt he wasn't going through this well, if his life was just being extended for our benefit and not for his benefit, that we wouldn't do it. But you know, he's done really well. He went through the treatment well. You know, I mean, I'm not saying he loved it, but it really was okay. He would get a little tired. He certainly doesn't have the energy that he had when he was, you know, 5-10 years old. But he's 17 years old.
17 years old.
And he still plays. He doesn't do it quite as much. And he doesn't go for as long, but he still gets interested in, you know, playing with the ball and chasing something and being activated. And his quality of life, I think, is really quite good. I mean, he clearly is happy most of the time. Maybe not right now.
I think he's pretty happy right now, believe it or not.
But,
Yeah, he says, I'm kind of on the spot here.
right.
But, you know, the first thing he went through was the radiation. And, you know, you read a lot of stuff on the internet. And I was really concerned that, you know, how painful this is going to be to him. The day that we went in, the guy that was sitting next to us had a cat in the carrier. And I said, so what's going on with your cat? And he said, well, I've just had one treatment, but after one treatment, it's been almost miraculous. And I mean, at that point, we kind of breathed, you know.
Yes. Yeah,
And
felt
the
a
same-
lot better hearing somebody share that story.
Right.
And here he is today looking this
Right.
good.
And, you know,
Well,
it's like
and the
after
same
every...
thing was true, really, after the very first treatment. It's like he was really, really uncomfortable, you could tell. He wasn't acting the way he normally acts.
Well, he was snoring too
staying away.
because there was a blockage in his nose. So he was constantly making this noise.
And that's better now.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
gone.
Yeah,
that's
that
great.
part's gone. So, you know, it really was this kind of miracle that happened. You could see how it was really affecting him in this really positive way.
Well, that's
So-
great. Well, his quality of life looks fantastic. And as you both had commented earlier, your quality of life is certainly better by having him here today.
Absolutely.
So,
No question.
all right. Well, thank you. And if you do have any questions about your cat or questions about dealing with cancer in cats, please feel free to call us here at the East Lake Cat Care Center. We're here to help.